My name is Wandy. I am a successful businessman who loves being around women. I really can't go a day without having a woman to satisfy my wants. It has become a normal lifestyle for me. And guess what? I have 2 baby mamas, and they both want me to marry them. But I can't. Why would I settle for just one woman when there are so many women in the world? I can't do that. I don't even believe in marriage. You know, guys, I just want to live a simple life and have children. That's it. Until Gina, my childhood friend, came to my house. Guys, I have been in love with Gina since I was a child. I even proposed to her when I was 18, but she refused, saying we were too young. Her family ended up taking her away from me by relocating to Port Harcourt, and that really hurt me. But here she is now. Guys, fate does bring back lovers. So, I was actually in my room with one of my girls doing my usual routine until my driver came to inform me that Gina was here. I had to leave whatever I was doing because my Gina is more important. Gina is now grown and looking more beautiful. Interesting, but I am still surprised. I wasn't expecting her. We exchanged pleasantries, and I asked her what the issue was since she was carrying her luggage.
Wow, are you okay? Is everything okay?
She said, I need a favor.
I need a favor.
I asked her what it was, and she said,
I need a job.
Well, I told her to work in my company, but she refused, saying,
Just something domestic housekeeping.
I said to her, if I remember correctly, you have a degree, and offered her a job in my company again, but she insisted she wanted something indoors. Well, I didn't have a choice since that's what she wanted. She probably didn't want to stress herself by going out. As she said, she could cook, and of course, I know my friend can cook, so I had to accept her choice. Here, my baby mamas are again arguing. I trusted myself not to pay attention to their ranting, but unfortunately, their noise woke Gina. They saw Gina and assumed she was another baby mama, saying,
Another baby mama?
Hey, literally, I can't even tell anyone.
Anybody's baby mama, and I'm not pregnant.
I took Gina to a corner and said, those are my baby mamas.
That is Trisha and Monica, my baby mamas.
And Gina was surprised as she asked, 2 baby mamas? Well, I spoke to her and told her she needed to tolerate them for a while and shouldn't let that bother her. She went to them to introduce herself, saying she was more like family to me. My baby mamas misquoted her, thinking she was my cousin, and tried to make her like them. That's so funny, guys. Girls are something else. I came back from work one day and met my friend trying to make advances toward Gina. I pretended I didn't see it, but after Gina left, I warned him that she is off limits and he should never touch her again. So guys, let's put that aside. You know Gina is a sweet girl and knows how to calm a man. I was just in my room on a call, having issues with my company, and Gina came in and saw how moody I was. She said,
You are Wandy Badmus. And I know that you will make the best decision for your company.
I felt that and asked her, why didn't you marry me when I asked you back then?
Why didn't you marry me when I asked you back then?
She smiled and replied, when you were 8 years old?
When? When you were 8 years old?
I said, we would have been celebrating our 25th anniversary.
We would have been celebrating our 25th anniversary by now.
Wow.
She smiled. Guys, in just a short period of time that this girl came to my house, I felt a lot of changes in me. Seriously. That same day, we were at the dining table when she informed me that my baby mamas came around and both wanted to bribe her to talk to me.
They wanted to bribe me so I could convince you to marry them.
They don't even know Gina is the one I actually love. They thought she was probably my cousin. Well, that's their issue. That same night, I was alone sitting with her watching a movie. I was already bored, so I decided to call Gina to join me so we could watch the movie together. Unfortunately, she didn't pick up her calls. I don't know why, so I went to her room to check on her. I got to her door, knocked, but she didn't reply, so I entered. Guys, guess what I saw? I saw Gina in a towel, dancing with her backside shaking. Man, this girl is damn sexy. I couldn't take my eyes off her. Her backside was so attractive. But you know, I cannot pass my boundaries. She noticed I was standing there and quickly removed her earpiece. I managed to gather myself together and said,
Well, I was wondering if you'd like to see a movie with me downstairs.
She asked, "You are not going out?" I told her, "No, I decided to stay home today."
You're not going out?
No, I decided to stay home today.
She then concluded she would join me downstairs in a bit. Days and weeks passed, and I kept falling deeply in love with Gina. Seeing her pretty face really gives me goosebumps. I just wished I could stay all day looking at her. The next day, my friend came to visit, and Gina prepared something for us to eat, and we all ate together. In the process of eating, I noticed my friend was disturbing Gina, but I decided to keep quiet because I didn't want to spoil the moment. After we finished eating, I went upstairs to take a shower. I was curious, so I checked the kitchen camera through my laptop and found out my friend was trying to make advances toward Gina, saying,
If it's money, just say, I can afford to give you the lifestyle you want. Just let me have some.
I felt like coming down to stop him, but I decided to see how Gina would react and use the opportunity to know if she was genuine. Well, thanks to God, Gina warned him, saying, "The next time you speak to me like this, I will make sure I report you to your friend."
The next time you speak to me in this manner, I promise you I'll report you to your friend.
Guys, I felt fulfilled at that moment. At least I had found a good woman. The next morning, as I was about to leave for work, Gina was sitting in the parlor. I said to her, "You are not going to give me a kiss?"
You're not going to kiss me?
No.
And she said, "No." Then I replied, "I am going to get that kiss from you one day, and it will come from you."
Listen, I am going to get that kiss from you one day. And guess what? It will be coming from you.
She smiled as I left. I was on my way to my meeting in Abuja when I received a call that the meeting had been canceled.
What do you mean the flight has been moved to 6 p.m.? How do you move a flight to such time without prior notice? What is wrong with you people?
I was very angry, so I asked my driver to take me back home. Guys, I got home and heard a noise coming from Gina's room. I quickly went to see what was happening and was shocked to see my friend trying to assault Gina. I was so embarrassed but happy I was able to take care of him and hand him over to the police. Let him face the consequences so he won't try such a thing again. I really felt bad because he was my friend, someone I trusted so much. When my driver came to inform me that I had an appointment, I said to him,
I can't leave Gina.
I really couldn't leave her alone at that time because I didn't know what might happen. I deeply regretted keeping such a person as a friend. I was very worried that night, so I stayed with Gina in her room. I told her about my parents, how my mom treated my dad like trash, following different men and not even hiding it. Seeing what my dad went through, I promised myself that I would never allow any woman to treat me like trash.
I will never allow any woman to treat me like shit. I will never give any woman that kind of power over me.
I had been avoiding falling in love until I met her again. Then I said to her, "Love is stupid."
Love is senseless. Love hurts. Love makes you unhappy. Makes you-
Just stop.
She cut me off and said, "Love is kind, love is patient, love heals," and she kissed me. Guys, I said that my first kiss with her would come from her and not me, didn't I? Well, I enjoyed myself that night. That was the sweetest moment ever. The next morning, I was in the parlor with Gina when my baby mamas came in and saw us kissing. They were both shocked as they thought Gina was my family, but I made it clear to them that Gina is not my family.
You're kissing your family.
This is not my family.
They started shouting and causing a scene. So I said to them, "Never come to this house uninvited again. If you need anything, go through my office." Then I asked them to leave. Immediately after they left, my gatekeeper came inside to inform Gina that she had a delivery.
I have a delivery for you.
Delivery.
Yeah, delivery.
As Gina was about to go outside, a man came in and said, "You must be Wande,"
You must be one day.
as we shook hands. He then said, "I am Tony, Gina's husband." I was shocked. It was the biggest shock of my life. He then told Gina to meet him at a hotel by 12 a.m. and left. I was so angry that I left the parlor and Gina followed me, saying she could explain. Gina followed me to my room, still saying she could explain. I asked her, Are you married to that man or not?
Are you, or are you not married to that man?
She replied, we were married, but not anymore.
We were married, but not anymore.
I asked, so you are divorced? She then replied, we have returned the bride price. I was devastated and shouted at her, are you married? She answered, yes, but we are separated. He refused to sign the divorce papers. Guys, I told this girl that I don't get involved with married women, but she deceived me. She then said, do you wonder why I always turn the light off anytime we make love? She showed me the scars on her back and said, my father borrowed money from him, and when he couldn't pay it back, he used me as collateral. I was forced to marry him, and he used me as his punching bag. I should have told you sooner. I'm sorry I didn't, but I ran for my life. I felt sorry for her. How could a man treat a woman like that? It's not right at all. That night, I went to the hotel where Gina's ex-husband Tony was staying and confronted him. I warned him never to come close to Gina again, offering him 10 million naira to stay away. He refused and said, make it 30 million naira and the deal is done. I accepted and left. I didn't go home for a few days and Gina had been calling me, but I didn't answer because I was still angry. After some time, I decided to go home. Unfortunately, I saw Gina leaving with her things. She said,
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about Tony. It was a very dark part of my life and I wanted to keep it in the closet. But thank you for everything. Protecting me, being a real friend. I'll never forget you.
And then she left. I was in my car one fateful night watching Gina's online tutorial. My driver saw it and said, sir, you miss this woman so much. Why don't you just call her? This past month, you've been a shadow of yourself and you are barely functioning.
Sir, you miss this woman so much. Why don't you just call her? This past months, you've been a shadow of yourself. And you're barely functioning.
Well, I missed her a lot, like so much. I woke up one morning and said to my driver, it's time to go get my woman.
It's time to go get my woman.
He replied, now that's what we were talking about. That morning, I went to see Gina and she asked, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I replied, I came to get you. I love you, Gina.
I came to get you. I love you, Gina.
She then said, I love you too, but we can't work. We live in two different worlds and believe in different things. I believe in marriage and having children, but you don't. Ouch. That hurt though. She thinks I don't want to get married, so I had to shock her by proposing to her. She was really shocked. Then I said, I believe in the same thing too. These past few months I have thought about what I want. And it's you, Gina. It has always been you, she asked. And the other women? I said, that's why it didn't work out with the other women. She stretched forth her fingers, accepting to get married to me, and I put the ring on her finger. We hugged each other. It was really a tough time, but finally, I get to be with my friend as her husband forever. Guys, what do you think of this story from my world of movies? And what did you learn? For me, I learned that every woman is not the same, and also to be mindful of the kind of friends you keep. Though I was not mindful and didn't know the true colors of my friend, thank God I know now, and I won't make such a mistake again. So guys, make sure you find yourself a good and honest partner to spend the rest of your life with. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed my story in my world of movies. Please don't forget to subscribe to Movie Extract for more interesting, educational, and fascinating stories. See you in our next movie.